Difficulties.
Technical difficulties again on the live stream. Turn that on. You got the ranking there?
Yep, it says live for 1 minute, so.
Okay, so we're live.
Let me get the screensaver off here.
Some technical difficulties, but we're up. We're going, sorry for that, but we're doing a chaos tier ranking here, unit ranking. A little bit late, Nunzio? Anthony?
It's a little bit late. Oh, we're good? Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
No technical difficulties this time.
So what do you think about the book?
I've only fought it once or twice, so
Yeah.
I don't know fully. But from what I've seen, it shredded my Tau. Like, Obliterators just chewed through me. Master of Possession, just, you can't kill him.
That
Or you can't kill when
TGX you're
It's that
talking about.
TGX.
Yeah.
Emperor's Children, probably not the best choice, but it was still good. It's just,
Abaddon in that list?
there was no Abaddon.
Yeah. We'll
but
talk about exactly why he's, how good he is, but.
It's just Chaos overall, I think, are good, even if you don't pick the best list.
Beat stick armies, basically. If you want to take a lot of damage, suck up a lot of damage, really
Mind
good in
bullet
close
people.
combat, really, really good in close combat. It does, Obliterators, we'll get into it, but their shooting's not as good as some other armies, obviously, but beat stick army, in your face, you can get a lot of melee done with these guys. Let's jump into it, unless you want to say anything else.
Just nothing really. Just you could
Jump in? Okay, nothing really,
Stutter step.
but, okay.
ADHD.
Let's start with Abaddon the Despoiler. He's amazing. There's nothing else I can say to start off. He is absolutely amazing. Chapter master type level of rerolls. He's super strong and almost impossible to kill at points. He's a massive beat stick for your army. He, for me, is a tournament standard. If you're Black Legion, you can't not take Abaddon. He's an absolute auto-include if you're Black Legion. Besides that, you want to jump in so badly, but you gotta wait, because I'm not done talking.
Gotta go fast.
But if you're not Black Legion, what I was gonna say, the last part of this is, if you're not Black Legion, he's not an auto-include. He's not a tournament standard if you're not Black Legion. What did you want to say now? You're itching.
I mean, because GW clearly wants to make him Primarch level. He's Gilliman's equal.
Yeah, he's
if anything, better than Gilliman. You can't kill him as fast.
Well, we don't know what Gilliman's going to be when that stuff gets updated. But yeah, he is that level. He's definitely, he can challenge Gilliman, probably even kill Gilliman. He's that level of strong. You can only do so many wounds to him. He rerolls everything for Black Legion. I'm going to put him in tournament standard, even though he is not a tournament standard for non-Black Legion. He's still tournament standard. You're going to see him in every single Black Legion list, because why not? He's so strong. He's expensive, but he's worth every one of those points.
He buffs the whole army. You need him. Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
If you disagree with me here, please fight me.
Yeah. If you don't like any of our opinions, let us know. Tell us why we're wrong, so we can learn.
This is our opinion, guys. This is like what we see. We're competitive players, a lot of us, and here at the studio, and we play big tournaments. We were at TGX recently. We saw some of these combinations, and again, this is our own interpretation of the codex and what we think is strong. So if you guys have any,
Input.
if you have any input, or if you just disagree in general, just let us know. We're up for a debate, or we're up to hear different takes, because people have changed my mind on some units. Yeah. Like some units that I thought were like complete trash, and then I talked to Kenny, who's one of our friends, who's a big Chaos player, and then we were talking about I forgot what we were talking about yesterday, but he's like changed my mind on it, and that's all it takes, is just hearing some combos that they can do. Let's move on to World Claimer. Harkin World Claimer, or what do we have next? We have Blackheart, actually. You're on Blackheart. Same situation here, not as strong as Abaddon, obviously. He's a great character.
Is he?
If you're Red Corsairs. A lot of his things turn off if you're not Red Corsairs, a lot of his buffs, but 4-up invuln, he's a great character. He hits hard, he's got 6 wounds.
7 attacks.
Definitely a good take, but I don't have him up in that
top tier
tournament. You don't need to take him. I say he's a strong take.
Strong?
He's a strong take. What do you think? Situational?
Well, I got to fight him before the Chaos Codex came out, so I fought his 8th version.
Yeah.
And just looking at the stat difference, it does look way better. I wasn't too impressed by it before, but now it's like, he seems like he could do some work.
He can. And you know what? I have him in between either high situational, because it's Red Corsair. He's mainly Red Corsairs. Like, this is what you're going to use him for. And his stats are so good, and the 4-up invuln for Chaos is just great. Let's put him in top of situational.
Top of situational?
Let's put him top of situational for now. Just because of like these abilities here. And you know, oh man, this is hard. Like,
maybe the main issue is what he has to be taken with Red Corsairs. How are they in general?
No, he doesn't have to. But like,
oh, he doesn't.
No, but units within 6 inches until the start of their next command phase. Each model in that unit makes an attack. You can reroll the hit. So he's giving rerolls to Red Corsairs. Otherwise, it's turned off. That's a big,
buff
mechanic
that you want.
So. Yeah, let's put him at situational. I'm not going to harp on it too long. He's top situational. If anybody thinks he's a strong take, I wouldn't disagree with you. He could easily go into strong.
Yeah, he's edging it out.
Yeah, he's on the edge there for me as well. World Claimer, on the other hand, is 100% a tournament standard.
Yeah, is he?
Yes.
What is he from, Black Legion?
He's Black Legion, and he is another Chapter Master type rerolls of hits and wounds. He's that strong. You could be this combination here. If you're Black Legion and you take these two guys, it's a lot of points. But you can make your entire army reroll hits and wounds.
That is, I've seen how strong that is.
Pretty crazy.
Not having rerolls hurts, and having them just means everything hurts.
If you can have these guys on both sides, like Abaddon also, what Abaddon does really well is, don't come here. You don't want to come. He's like Guilliman. He's like you don't want to go on that side of the board. Because usually what's around him, protecting him, is buffed and re-rolling everything. And then on top of it, you can't even kill him in one shot. So there's no point of really coming in and trying to kill Abaddon in one take. So you just don't go to that side of the board. Then you have World Claimer on the other side of the board giving re-rolls and doing all the shenanigans. Plus he has a jump pack, he can move around. He's definitely a tournament standard if you're Black Legion. Yeah. Situational maybe if you're not. But these two guys, in my opinion, are the top of the list.
I would say one or the other, not both at the same time.
Because they're Black Legion?
Even if you're Black Legion, because that's what, almost 500 points in characters?
I think it's a good combo. Like, I honestly think it's I know it's a lot of points.
In 2 models, it's 500 points.
I know, but it's very strong. And I've seen it used, and it's really good.
It could be very scary.
Yeah, it's very good. And like I said, beat stick. You have your guy that can go around with other units, more objective-based, and
the mobile beat stick.
Exactly, and he's still giving all those rerolls and your army-wide rerolls. It's just so good. I just love that idea of army-wide rerolls for everything.
You need the rerolls.
So, do you agree? Tournament standard there?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
He's definitely very good.
All right, moving on to you guys have PTSD from all the demon princes I take with my 1,000 Suns.
You've seen them already kick my ass. Like, they're just hell. They're hard to kill, they're very mobile, and they're probably buffed up even more in the new book.
They're pretty much the same. Like, it depends on which kind of mark you want to give them, but they hit well in close combat. They're tough. You're not going to kill them in one sweep. They got 8 wounds. You can take relics with them. I like the sword personally, doing 3 damage. AP -3 is really good against Space Marines. You're auto-killing Terminators in one shot. So they can do that. They can get into melee, and they're fast. You put wings on them, and they're moving 12 inches.
And they buff too, right?
They do. You can have spells. You bring a Zinch. You give them a mark of Zinch, and they have spells. Somebody's saying you're molding. I don't know what's happening.
I'm molding over chaos. Yes, they always kick my ass. Mostly this guy though.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. No, they're great. I think they're strong. Demon Princes are just strong takes. Nobody's gonna say that they're situational. I think if you want to take a Demon Prince, they're a little more expensive than like maybe taking a regular sorcerer or something, but they make up for those points.
Too, aren't they?
They are. Well, if you take Thousand Suns or Slanesh, yeah, you can. Okay. But if you take,
they have everything.
They have a little bit of everything, and they're fast, and they hit hard, and they're tough. So
how fast?
Let's say they're strong. They're 8 inches, but you can give them wings 12 inches. So let's just keep them as strong. Nobody's gonna disagree with that. Fabius Bile, what do you think? What do you think? Where would you think? As much as like you've seen him on tabletop, like where do you think you have him?
For Mr. Pimp Cane, I just think he's really cool. I'd want to put him just as strong, just because I like him. I'm very biased. He looks cool. he does buff units, which is nice.
He does, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think he gives as much as he can.
There's just way better characters to take.
Yeah.
It's just the main part of him. You're going to be a little surprised with this. I think some people might disagree, but I think he's a bad choice.
For his buffs, it's just to one unit, right?
Yes.
It's the injections.
The injections.
Which,
add 1 strength here to, add 1 toughness. It's just, there's better things. Like, and does Chaos need that? When you have spells,
yeah, spells
you can do
the
it with
same
spells, you can do it with all that stuff, and you're going to pay to take up an HQ slot, and I think he doesn't even take an HQ slot. That's the one good thing about him.
No?
I don't think you need to take an HQ spot. I think you can put him in what's it called? You don't need a slot for him. You can just put him up there.
Okay. That's good.
That might be the only good thing about it. Otherwise, I say he's a bad choice. He's not don't take. You could probably build something around him if you have multiple detachment build, and you can take multiple,
even then, that's a lot of command points just to take him.
Yeah, you spend another 2 command points, take another detachment, and then if you want to really add him or build something around him, you could. But I think in a tournament type of ITC game, he's a bad choice.
It seems too niche for a tournament. Tournament, you have to be ready to take on everybody.
There's better things. There's just overall better things leading up to Cypher.
I did fight Cypher one time, and it was the new book.
Okay.
It's hard to kill him. It is hard to kill him, but he doesn't do anything. He's there.
He has his guns, comes around, shoots people.
Yeah. I ignored him, put a crisis team near him. He couldn't kill me. I couldn't kill him. I had more models on the objective than him.
So you don't like 6-shot pistols? Is that what you're saying?
It's just pistols. It's short range. He doesn't move fast. Well, he can move around, but he just doesn't do anything that I find.
He's all right. I'm not going to put him ahead of any of those guys right there. Honestly, I think Cypher would go into, where would you put him?
Personally, I would say bad choice, but he's probably better than that.
I'd say situational.
Situational?
Situational. Let's put him after Mr. Blackheart there. Yes. I think that's good for now. Leading into, people are going to get mad at me for
my
this.
nightmare.
Everyone's going to say that I'm wrong here. He is the best unit in this book, hands down for me. I haven't seen anybody agree with me yet. They agree just put him in tournament staple. Just leave him up there. Put him number 1. Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1 who's on the left.
I read it backwards.
Abaddon's number 2. You read backwards. I like to read backwards. No, he's number 1. And if you don't agree with that,
it's hard to disagree.
Good.
He's a character, so you just hide him. Keep him in units that he could keep healing. He could eat to get better casts.
Well, he can heal. He can resurrect. You can
buff.
Like you said, you can sacrifice a unit like a cultist, and give yourself +1 to your cast. There's lots of stuff you can do. The spells he can do are amazing. Like we can run through some of them if you want to. Just check out the spells he can do, and then you'll agree with me. Is he better than Abaddon? No, he's not better than Abaddon for what Abaddon can do for Black Legion in a whole. But Master of Possession is much more. You can use him anywhere you want. You can use him in any single legion you want, and he's going to be just as good in each legion. So, for me, that makes him number 1 tournament standard. You're going to see him in every single list. If you have a list at a tournament that doesn't have a Master of Possession, I'll be very shocked.
Can't he also possess enemy characters to kill them? Which, if let's say you're guard and you only have a toughness 3 character or a low leadership character, Eden.
Yeah, Master Possession, auto take. I'm going to tell you right now, he's the number 1. Like, nothing's going to change. He's staying up there right now. And if someone disagrees, let me know, and I will I will debate with you, and we'll see if we can move him. But right now, he's number 1, and he's ahead of Abaddon for sure.
Are his spells unique to him?
No, he goes.
It's part of his abilities?
Yeah, he takes them from the Lucius Disciplines, and where else? Yeah, and he knows 2 psychic powers. And that's another thing. He knows 2 psychic powers, and they go up. Some of the big ones go off on 5. Most are supposed to come to 5. You can give him a +1. We'll talk about what you can have beside him to make him even better in his casting. We'll get to that later, and we'll talk about it in a couple of. Where is he? We'll talk about it in a bit. We'll come up to that. Stick around, and I'll tell you how you can make him even better. But let's move on to the Chaos Lord and the Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. Let's make this one quick.
They're kind of just default. They're normal.
You see what we have here, right?
Yeah.
These guys are just They just get kind of swept under. Like they're just.
Why take the
You
no
look at
name?
their stats and it's like, yeah.
They're unnamed characters. That tells
like,
you a lot.
Exactly. They're just like reroll hit rolls of 1, and they're just like standard stuff. Rapid fire 2 combi bolters. They're just they're just there. So let's put them in bad choices. Unless you want to disagree with me.
I could say situational because sometimes you don't want a named character. You want a cheaper version.
So
but the Terminator one I would say is worse because he's slower.
Okay, so put him, the Lord, in situational, bottom of situational right now, and we'll put. I definitely would not pay the extra points for Terminator.
You're paying extra for slower. He's already a character. Just
character,
protect him.
Yeah. Just put him. He's definitely a bad choice. And he's the worst model right now that we've talked about. Well, I mean, look how high the tier is. Like these are great characters. So he'd probably be really good in another codex, but not in this one. Sorcerers, what do you think?
Well, having Psychers is always good.
Yeah.
But you already have other Psychers. I don't know how many you need. For me, I usually don't take more than like 2, but I don't have a lot of great spells. Chaos has a lot of good spells.
Yep. Like looking at this, because I haven't played Psychers in the Chaos Army.
You can already get it through the Demon Prince, through the Master of Possession, through whatever else.
You get 2 psychic powers. You get, they get some good stuff. It's just, like I said, we're going back to, there's better things. Master of Possession. I'd rather take a Master of Possession than this guy.
If you're limited on character slots, take the Master of Possession over the Sorcerer.
No, it's more if you're limited on points and you don't have a Master of Possession and you're built around Abaddon and stuff like that, and you want to take a Sorcerer and you don't have the points for Master Possession, you go with a Sorcerer. Definitely don't go into the Terminator armor.
Terminator just always seems like a downgrade
it's just like,
for more points.
If you don't need to, don't do it. You go with the Sorcerer. So let's put Sorcerer, I say situational for the Sorcerer, absolutely. He's not bad. I wouldn't say he's a bad choice.
Probably put him like here. Better than Cypher.
I would put him, put him there.
Because her on Blackheart is also a Psyker, right?
Blackheart is a Psyker,
yeah.
So go into
Terminator.
Put the Terminator Sorcerer in bad choice. Put him in between those.
In between?
Yeah, because I would take him over the Lord, Terminator Lord.
Yeah?
Yeah. Lucius.
Lucius the Eternal. I love his lore. It's so dumb.
You like his tongue?
His tongue is scary. I wish he had an updated model.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good fighter. That's his whole job.
He's definitely strong. I'm going to start off with that. He's a strong character. Again, situational in the fact that who you have to take him with.
Yeah,
you can't just take him. Well, you can, but look at. I love this right here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fight last. So you can make someone fight last.
Do you want to use him as that? Are you going to be paying those kind of points to bring him?
But if you charge, you already fight first.
No, but it's not even that. It's like, he's strong and he hits hard.
But if you're going to take him, why not take Worldbreaker at that point? Are they a big points difference?
I don't know. Let's check it out.
Yeah. If he's much cheaper than Worldbreaker, then yeah, I could see a use for him.
Otherwise, he is strong in my opinion.
He's strong, but like, how often are you going to get him to melee? He's on foot.
I'm going to say strong.
Strong?
I'm going to say he's strong. His points, let's check out his points. That will probably be my, I should have probably checked this before.
There's a lot of points.
But there is a lot of points to remember. His point value will be a deciding factor here. Where is he?
Well, HQ.
Yeah, but it's tough to find him. Cypher.
Legionnaires. It's enough. No, it's not.
Use your zoomer eyes. Lucius, 120 points.
And how much is Harkon?
Harkon is, well, you're
I'm comparing him to the Worldbreaker, yeah.
No, that's not a comparison.
Well, he seems like he'd be a good melee guy.
But he has Chapter Master rerolls. He rerolls everything. Reroll once for hits and reroll once to wound.
That's what I was saying. Check the points difference.
120, okay.
Yeah.
Harkon.
If Harkon's like 200, 150?
30-point difference for an extra reroll,
and more mobility.
He hits to the same level, sort of. I think even harder. Does he hit harder? Let's see. He hits harder.
Yeah. So for 30 points, he's like, is Lucius really worth it?
5 attacks.
I'm being devil's advocate.
7 attacks? No way. They're not even the same class, man. Like, he's in a different tier.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, is Lucius really that strong?
He's below Demon Prince. I would take a Demon Prince over for him because of his ability. You know, he's better with, if you're Emperor's Children, yeah, he's a very strong character.
Yeah.
Probably want to maybe take him, but I wouldn't say every time. He's not a tournament staple. He's not going to be there every single time. Strong. You disagree?
If we were focused on just like Emperor's Children, then yeah, I'd say he's really good. But this is the overall codex.
He's good, yeah. And the overall, we didn't do that for Abaddon though. We said Abaddon's.
But we said even overall, he's good.
He is, yeah.
And Black Legion just makes him better.
I'm good with him being strong. That's fine. Let's move on from him.
I gotta be devil's advocate.
Freaking me out.
Can't just be sitting here like going, oh, strong, strong, strong. It's like, why is he strong?
Why is he strong? Where's the power coming from? Lord Discordant.
Disco Lord.
The Disco Lord.
Now he's my favorite model in Chaos.
Okay, so going back to Chaos having issues with shooting things off the board, especially chaff. Small arms are flames.
He has
Lots
flamers?
of flamers, yes.
Ooh.
And look at that. 2d3, strength 6, AP 2,
For the
2
flamer?
damage. Yep.
Huh.
That can just melt chaff. You can even kill Space Marines with that.
Yeah.
I think Disco Lords are a very strong choice.
He does hit on 2s though, so do you really need the auto hits? Plus with reload.
It doesn't matter. It's the fact that he can clear
Chaff?
multiple amount of models off the table, because Chaos can't really do that unless you bring a Terminator squad with 10 Terminators with 4 shots each.
Terminators are gonna be fun to talk about when we get there.
But I have him as he's strong, and he's a beat stick in himself. Mortal wounds.
He's a character, right?
He is.
Was he or someone else who the wounds changed?
The wounds changed?
Yeah, someone went from 12 to 9.
Maybe the Disco Lord?
Because now, like, someone's hideable. I remember hearing about that when they were. It was nice hearing them talk about like Chaos the other day, like what's good, what's bad. Very insightful.
I have to check my old codex. If that's true.
I'm not sure if it was him or someone else.
Justin, you want to fact check that? Justin, you want to fact check that?
What
Disco Lord used to be wound wise?
Yeah.
I think he was always 9.
9? It was him or the Venom Crawler.
Maybe you could be right. He could have been 12, and you couldn't hide him. Now you can hide him. That's huge. I missed that.
I heard someone mention it the other day, and I'm like, wait, that's an insane change. Sure, it's less wounds.
Yeah.
But now you can't shoot him.
Either way, let's put him at.
I'd say strong.
What do we have there right now? Yeah, he's. I say put him ahead of both those guys.
Ahead of both?
Yeah, he's definitely ahead of those.
There we go.
Perfect. And the Warpsmith. Marine for Chaos.
The Warpsmith? I always forget he exists. I forget his name half the time. He's just.
Because you don't see people taking.
He's a nothing.
Yeah, but the people are not taking vehicles and.
Yeah, vehicles aren't great.
Well, it's not that they're not great. It's just like Chaos has so much better things, and we're going to get to it in a bit.
But even in 8th, I didn't see him at all.
Well, yeah, he wasn't there. Because...
Really?
Yeah, and... Master, look at this.
He can repair.
Yes,
yeah.
And he can also take a Thunderhammer.
Oh, a Thunderhammer?
So he can hit pretty hard in close combat, but how much points you got to dip into this guy? I don't think so. He's a bad choice.
Maybe
bad choice.
If you're a vehicle-focused list, he definitely
he's going to heal he's going to heal one vehicle.
Which sometimes
D3.
brings you up out of a bracket.
Bad choice.
Bad choice?
And change my mind. If you can change my mind.
Yeah, I don't think he's a good choice, but
I have him, yeah, right where you have him. He's the worst out of what we have so far, for sure.
He's just too forgettable to me.
Definitely a bad choice. Dark Apostle. Going back into, I want to include him, but you have so many good choices. With the Master Possession really dominates this codex, and you can build a list around him if you really want to. I just don't think he's a...
Well, what's his niche?
Like, you can look right here, like cultists, he's buffing cultists, and...
So if you're going like renegades and heretics, like he could be good.
Yep. You know, it's like leadership buffs and...
but at that point, would a Dark Commune just do better?
Ignoring morale testing. Obviously, he has He has 4-up invuln, which is great.
He's got 2 followers, 2 or 3.
Yeah, he does. So he has can take some wounds on those. Roll d6 on a 3+. Yeah, he does the prayers.
Yeah, Justin showed it.
12 wounds.
He used to have 12. So you can hide the Disco
So
Lord
you can
now.
hide Disco Lord. So that makes him even better.
Yeah.
Maybe tournament standard? No.
Maybe, but no. Does he buff people around him?
No.
Then no, he's just a beat stick.
He clears
He's
chaff.
a good beat stick.
He clears chaff. He's a beat stick. He's strong. Now you can hide him. You can spam those flamers. Yeah.
That's nice.
That's really nice. I've never been. Have you ever seen anybody get happy for losing a model's wounds?
No, actually. It's like, that may seem like a debuff.
He's not targetable. He's not targetable. That's great. That is
technically
really
weaker.
Good.
No, it's a huge buff.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we put him in a perfect spot then with the 9 wounds. 9 wounds actually makes him better, believe it or not, because you can hide him. Yeah, Disco Lord. Definitely look into the Disco Lord. Dark Apostle, I'm going to say he's strong. I'm going to say he's a strong take, but it's more of a situational build, like I said, with going
put him
back.
low strong.
Huh?
Low strong, I'd say, because there's just other stuff that could do the same job.
Honestly, I put him before Lucius for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because of the prayers and, he has a 4-up invuln and I don't know, man.
It's kind of an awkward spot.
You can build around him. Cultist, if you're going to go cultist heavy, I'd say bring him situational strong character.
But can you even go cultist heavy if you can only take 1 cultist per troop choice, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to take Space Marines anyway. Yeah, so why not get something that buffs them as well?
You will. You'll always have a character to do that, and you'll have spells and stuff like that. Going on to what I think is one of the worst characters in the book, the Exalted Champion.
Oh, he's a character.
He is. He's the Exalted Champion. This is like meh.
Meh?
He's meh.
Just
he hits on
impressive.
2s. He's blessed. He hits on 2s. That's
almost
fine.
Everything in the book hits on 2s.
Yeah. He does 2 damage plus 2 strength. Nothing crazy here. Strength 6, 5 attacks. I would not even look at it for what this book has. As we've been talking about, don't even look at the Exalted Champion. He's a bad choice.
Maybe if you have an HQ tax to fill out and you just need something cheap to put in there.
I'd rather take Cultist than take him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd take Cultist, so bad choice?
He's a bad choice, yeah. I put him at the bottom there.
What is bottom again, right? Yeah.
How do you read when you read a book? Do you read this way or do you read that way?
I'm used to seeing other tier lists from other YouTube channels where they put right as the strongest.
I've never seen that.
Just weird.
Was it on a Japanese channel?
No, it was not a Japanese channel.
Reading backwards? I don't know. I don't know.
It was some video game.
Okay. That's why. Is it a different tier ranking in video games?
It shouldn't be.
Go like this? That's weird. I don't know.
Could just be that YouTuber was weird and I picked up on it.
Read the sentence here. Dark
Disciples. Each time this unit chants a prayer, if the unit contains any Dark Disciple models.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you're going left to right.
Okay.
Dark Commune.
I love them.
Do we want to waste? Okay, talk about them.
I just like them because they're cultists. If I could, I would do a Renegades and Heretics army. Grab my guard, grab cultists, grab this Dark Commune, Accursed cultists, and just all cultists. It's the most common thing, like the Imperium fights. Space Marines are rare, but when you play the game, they're super common. And I just want that feeling of the rareness of the universe. It's more of a lore choice, like a thematic choice than good, because gameplay-wise, I don't know much about them, but they don't look too impressive.
Filipino says, Anthony, nerd confirmed.
Yes, very nerdy. I look at tier lists on my own time. Come on, I'm nerdy.
Okay.
That means you're a nerd. You're watching us.
Exactly. Don't make fun of your own kind. So what I'm saying is, that's fine. So that's very thematic. I appreciate that. I want to put them into a situational spot, but they're just not good.
No,
they're bad.
At least you're not forced to take Space Marines if you want to do cultists.
Honestly, this is built around. We're talking about tournament stuff. We're not talking about. If you want to have fun with these guys, they are a fun unit. They're only so this is not. Let's just get into this first of all. They do not score multiple points for assassinate.
It got pointed out to me that they're better than Gaunt's Ghost. Gaunt's Ghost, each model gives assassinate.
Right.
In here, only one person has a character.
That's right. So one model in the unit is a character. That model will be obviously killed last if you do it properly, and then you will score assassinate. For Gaunt's Ghost, they're all characters, so you basically max out. You just kill that unit and you max out on
more than that. Yeah.
More than you
need. They give 18
for
points.
Assassinate. So This only gives up 3 points for Assassinate, so don't be worried about if you're going to take these guys, and Assassinate is not going to get maxed out by killing these guys. But they're just not good, and they're not worth taking. And I would definitely put them in bad choice. And I'm not going to put them below. You know what? I'm going to put them above the Terminator Lord, and just after the Terminator Sorcerer. There you go. That's where they go.
So Draco said, I've thought about making a Sons of Malice army just for fun. Maybe add Scarbrand in there. Scarbrand's awesome. Scarbrand just hates.
Yeah. Scarbrand is definitely a good take.
I don't know if he's amazing, but I'm sure he deletes whatever he touches in melee.
Oh, yeah. He is very strong. He's fun. And Demon's Codex is going to be coming out soon, so we're going to see.
Oh, yeah, it got announced. What, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, we're going to see exactly what the buffs are going to be for that. So,
Yes, poor Cultist HQs, but at least there's a Cultist HQ now. You're not forced to take Space Marines.
Yeah, if you want to build it, listen, if you want to be thematic, this is for tournament stuff. We're talking like ITC pro players, what you're going to see at a tournament. You're not going to see that. Yeah. You're not going to see that. Don't prepare for that. Don't take it yourself. It's not going to be a good time for you. But for a thematic game, if you're having fun with your friends and you want to build a cultist army and just bring out a bunch of cultists and bring these guys, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun, but not good. Let's go into legionnaires. Who do you have first? Who's that?
Oh, before that, Karn the Betrayer.
Okay. So
he's not in the book.
Codex.
He's World Eater's got a white dwarf to kind of hold them over till the Codex.
Yeah.
But you could still take like berserkers in the Chaos book. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you could take Karn in the Chaos book. I threw him in because I don't know Chaos that well.
I don't know what he's like. I want to see the book first.
Well, from the White Dwarf, he has strength 6.
Yeah, his stat line. I saw his stat line. Yeah. It looks like pretty basic.
Well, he has fight twice, which is nice.
He does have fight twice. That's pretty strong. I say put him in situational.
Yeah, if you're going against World Eaters, he might be good.
Like put him in between. Put him in the middle of situational. Like it's going to be hard to see until you see a World Eater's Codex, but.
He does have one issue. He has the issue of if you have a friendly model within 3 inches, at the end of your movement phase, I think you roll a dice, and like on a 2+ for it, automatically, he does 2 mortal wounds to them.
He's just nerd raging everywhere.
He's the betrayer.
Yeah, okay.
He kills a lot of his own guys.
Yeah. I like that.
It's cool.
I mean, it's thematic.
It wants to make him stronger while having a downside. I like when GW does that. It's like, here's a situation where he's really good, but here's a downside you have to think about, instead of just good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have them there. Now we can go into the legionnaires.
They're troop choice. They're standard.
Let me just get into this. You need to take some of them.
Yeah, it's a troop choice. You have to.
They're not tournament standards by any means, but they're strong. They're a strong take.
Yeah.
A strong or situational.
I'd say strong because you need troops.
I'm going to say this, not to foresee the future, but they're going to be somewhere along bottom of strong to top of situational.
Yeah.
Because what else are you going to take as troops? Like you have to take cultists, and you need to have.
You need troops in every detachment.
So strong, they're a strong take.
But I put them like bottom of strong. Yeah.
The bottom of strong.
They're just a standard.
They're legionnaires.
Yeah.
They're Marines.
Taking tactical Marines or intercessors.
And let's get into the cultists.
Yes.
They're definitely not a tournament standard. We can just get out of that conversation.
Not even one unit to keep in the back?
You could. They're going to suck up a little bit of fire and be targets for like indirect fire, which you don't see much indirect fire anymore anyways.
When's the last time you saw indirect fire?
You're going to see a lot of indirect fire in a couple months when Guard come back.
Okay, Guard do ignore indirect fire.
You're going to be like not wanting to take these because they'll be gone in the first turn if you play cultists against Guard.
I'll still take them out the first turn now.
There you go.
But who's playing Guard other than me?
There's people, but yeah, I'm not worried about taking, like, if you want to kill my cultists first turn, go ahead. But yeah, it would be annoying if you're taking cultists to hold your back objective and you get hit down by indirect fire. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. If you want to allocate that, but you're not, like I said, you're not going to fight armies with indirect fire right now. So you could hide a unit like this for power level 2. Like, well, how many points are these guys? 40 points?
Probably 50.
Yeah, like I don't think they're 40 anymore. I think they're 50. Either way, they're extremely cheap. I would take a unit or two just for the hell of it. I'm not going to put them at strong, though. I'm going to say they're top situational.
And just so we're clear, they don't get Armor of Contempt anymore.
Yeah.
They do have the Traitors Astartes keyword. I don't know why they have Astartes
Armor
in there.
of Contempt goes to Heretic Astartes.
Yeah.
And they have Traitors Astartes still, keyword. People in tournaments, and I've seen it happen multiple times, not just against the game you had.
It's happened to me twice now.
It's not their fault because this is like
I don't blame them,
unless they're trying to cheat you, but either way, they don't have Armor Contempt, so they're not -1 AP.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
They don't have Rags of Contempt.
Does it matter?
I think it does matter. They have 6+ saves, so even AP1 would go right through.
Or exactly, AP1 they're dead.
Yeah.
It matters a little bit, but they're still doing 6-up saves. It's not a huge mistake, but
just
whatever.
a mistake you don't want to be caught doing.
Either way, cultists put them in
situational.
Top situational.
Top situational.
Yeah.
Better than Blackheart.
Yeah, because they're more. It's not that they're better; it's that you need them more.
You need them more. All right.
You need cultists. You need them to fill out your list. You need those little bit of chaff in the background, and even to block, just like the screening and what's going on.
Thank you, Crab Cheese. Rags of Contempt.
Rags of Contempt, exactly. Accursed cultists. These guys are better. Accursed are.
They're cool. The models are beautiful.
Yeah, and the buffs that you can give them. And I played Kenny, and he was giving them some stuff that makes them really annoying. And the 5-up, and they have a Feel No Pain.
They have a Feel No Pain. They're still cultists, though.
They have a 6-up Feel No Pain. They're cultists. They're cultists mixed with plague.
The basic ones, these ones that I'm moving here, they're still 1 wound.
No, that's not what I'm saying. They are basically cultists mixed with...
Possessed?
Not possessed. Death Guard, what are they called?
Poxwalkers?
Poxwalkers. They have that Feel No Pain. It doesn't matter, that they have a 6-up save. They're going to have that Feel No Pain no matter what.
Yeah.
So, mortal wounds, things like that, it's harder to clear them.
You're not saving that many, though, with a 6+.
It doesn't matter. It's just like, it's annoying when you're putting shots into a unit like this, and if you don't have AP, like... If it's bolter fire, 6-ups is not as bad as you think. So let's go and put them. Where do you want to put them?
Do the Accursed cultists get Armor of Contempt? Let's see.
They do not.
They have Traitors Astartes, so no.
No, but no cultist is getting Armor of Contempt. That's a Astartes keyword thing.
At least GW made sure to check for this. I hate that they kept Astartes in the cultists keyword. They're not Astartes. They're human.
If you have to get into close combat, or you want to wrap a unit, or you want to use them to screen, that is not bad.
So the Tormentor one gets AP2?
AP2, 2 damage.
2 damage, so they can eat Marines, and they get 3 attacks. Oh no, 2d3 attacks.
That's for the Tormentor.
That's 3 wounds. Ooh.
Yep.
They don't hit that well, though.
That's 3 to 6. They don't hit well, they're cultists, but...
What does hit is going to hurt.
You can buff them. If you want to have that... If you want to have somebody to go with them and buff them and do that kind of stuff, they can hit pretty hard. They can wrap units. They can be annoying in corners, especially when you see what else you can take with them when we get into the elite part of this list. I'm going to say they are better. They're strong choice.
I would say bad choice, though.
You would say bad choice for them?
If you take them, you're building around them because you want to use them, but you're not going to take them just as is. You want to buff them up or do other things. They're cultists.
So why are they a bad choice, though?
Because if you take them, you're building the army around them instead of them complementing the army.
They're a strong choice.
Strong choice?
Yeah.
You're the Chaos player.
I'm gonna disagree with you. Justin, what do you think?
What?
The Accursed cultists. He's saying that they're bad choice. I think they're a strong choice.
I put them like high bad choice.
What are they, cheap choice?
Yeah.
But
choice. It's cheaper than Chaos.
Yeah.
But you're paying extra for them, and you're building the army around them.
They're not that much extra, and they're stronger, and they have a Feel No Pain, and they're really good. They're really good.
It's better.
I mean, this is why we do this, to find out. Personally,
listen, if anybody disagrees with that, let me know. And I think they're ahead of. I'm right before the Demon Prince.
Right before the Demon Prince? That good, huh?
Fight me. Before.
I fight my guard. Oh yeah, you're right. Wait. No, left is better.
No. Left is better before the
Demon Prince. Oh, you want
Prince.
the better than Demon Prince?
Yes.
Oh.
Before. After is after the Demon Prince.
Yeah. Fair.
You don't. I can't believe you said they're a bad choice. Wow.
I would put them high bad choice. It's just
okay. You need to play me on TTS, and I need to show you how they're not a bad choice. I'm gonna change your mind on that, and we'll come back and then we'll talk about that.
I don't know. It's just they're melee only. So if you take legionnaires, at least they could shoot from what they're doing.
But cultists, you don't bring cultists because they have guns.
No, not cultists. Legionnaires.
Oh yeah, but legionnaires. We're talking a different category here. You're saying you would rather just bring legionnaires?
Then Accursed cult. Well, let's see the points difference.
It's a big difference.
Between legionnaires and Accursed?
Yeah.
Well, how much is a tormentor?
You're asking a lot of questions, Anthony.
I'm asking a lot of questions because I want to see why I'm wrong.
Okay, let's check it out. Accursed cultist, 15 points a model.
Isn't that the price of like a tactical marine?
That's the torments.
The torments are 15 a model.
15 a model. The mutants are 6 points a model.
For 6, that's actually pretty good.
And you're only taking a few of the torments, right? You're not bulking out the entire unit. Take a few of those.
For 6 points for the normal ones, yeah. For Feel No Pain, yeah.
Cultist mob, 5 points a model.
Legionnaires?
Legionnaires are going to be obviously expensive, more expensive at least.
Tell Bust to resale. Hi, Madcock. How's it going? I'm naming my world eaters after you.
Who are you talking about? Oh.
Madcock. Yeah, I'm naming my world eaters after you. They're going to be the Sons of Clock.
Nice.
Give me colors you like.
That sounded weird. The Sons of what?
Sons of Clock.
Of Clock, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing was going on there.
Units, 18 points. So you're kind of right on a little bit. I'll give you that. They're 15 points for the torments, but you're not, like I said, you're only taking 2 or 3 of those. You're not going to max out 6 torments in a.
Did you have to take torments? Because if you don't have to take torments, then yeah, they're way better than I thought.
You can take 3 to 6 of them.
But they have to be in the unit.
You don't have to. You can take 5 to 10 mutants and 3 to 6 torments.
Yeah, so you can just do 10 mutants.
If you want, yeah. I would take 1 or 2 of them because why not just have them? And they have 3 wounds per model.
Yeah, and Feel No Pain.
So they're not bad because they're technically better. They have more wounds and they have a Feel No Pain. I like it. They're strong. Stop trying to change my mind.
That's why I'm here, devil's advocate. It's like, tell me why it's strong.
Terminators, let's talk about Terminators.
Also, green and purple, got it, Macquack.
Terminators.
So I've heard a whole like hoopla over them. That their weapons, all their special melee weapons are now just called, what is it called?
What are you talking about?
A cursed weapon.
Oh, a cursed
All their
weapon.
weapons turned into accursed weapons.
Yep.
You can't take like special combinations anymore. But were people taking them for that in the first place?
No, they're more like deep strike unit, border control. You're going in there to take an objective, sit on something, and take over an area, and you're still hitting decently hard. They're Terminators, right? So,
yep. I think the accursed weapon is also better than their old default weapon. What was the old default?
Each time the bearer, okay, so Terminator, each time the bearer fights, it makes 1 additional attack with this weapon. So you're looking at 4 attacks each, plus 1 strength. They're strength 5. They're hitting most Marines, and toughness 4 stuff. They're wounding them on 3s. You can give them prescience and do things with them for their, plus 1 shooting.
What would Mark of Karn do?
Mark of Karn?
Yeah.
To Terminators? Let's check it out.
It depends on the unit?
No, I'm checking what Mark of Karn would do.
But yeah, I think their default weapon now is better than their old ones without paying extra.
Remember, this is like, we're talking base.
We're
not talking like, if we can get to Alpha Legion gives them, you know what I mean? Like we can get into all that and say what is what for each Legion, but we're not doing that right here.
That's fair.
If you want to see that, guys, if you want to, like I play Alpha Legion personally. I have friends that play Night Lords. I have friends that play Iron Warriors. I play a little bit of Black Legion before. You're playing World Eaters. We can do that. We can break down because this would change dramatically. This is like
it depends on the Legion, yeah.
This is an overall like Chaos Space Marines.
I would say, let's say you're taking a custom warband, but they got rid of that for Chaos.
This is what I'm going to say. They're situational.
Situational?
Yeah. Put them after Cypher. Terminators are not as good as like you think. They're not Space Marine Terminators.
Yeah.
They're not. You're not going to have a strike team coming in with thunder hammers, deleting anything you want, like nuking that side of the board. They're there to annoy. They're there to hold objectives.
They're very annoying.
And what did I say before? What was I saying with this? This army is not that good. This book does not have a lot of chaff clearing. And this unit right here, if you want to get rid of an entire 30-man squad of orcs or something. You bring these guys in, they get 4 shots apiece. There's 10 of them.
Yeah,
You're
the
spamming
bolters.
that. You might have Harkonnen on that side of the board giving rerolls 1s to hit and wound, and all of a sudden you see a lot less chaff in front of your face, and you can sit on that side of the table the entire game if you want.
Yeah.
And they're tough.
I think I'm just biased to thinking they're better than they are, since I've had people drop
They're not
blocks
as
of them.
versatile. They're not as versatile as normal Space Marine Terminators.
In
but
one game, I had someone drop 20 of them in my back line, and they just shredded.
they're good though. Who do we have next? Master.
Next?
Okay.
Master of Execution.
He's definitely a tournament standard.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't know too much about him.
So, as you can see here, his axe of dismemberment hits really hard, but more than that, he does mortal wounds
He does.
on 6s, yes. And you can also stack other things to put more mortal wounds on this with relics and spells as well. He just spams mortal wounds with his close combat stuff, and he's just really good. Like, look at him.
So would you say Chaos has a lot of mortal wound potential?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Is it like the Tyrannid craziness one?
No, nowhere near that. Nowhere near
And it's mostly
that.
in melee, so you have to get to them.
It's in melee, yeah. And he's like, this is a specific, like,
Model.
that's what he does. Like,
Yeah.
he spams out those mortal wounds. Can he use them against me in a game on TTS? I think he did 12 mortal wounds because he was stacking something else. I don't know what it was. You can basically he can do mortal wounds on his wound rolls as well as attack rolls. I think it's a relic that he can take. Not a relic, sorry, it's a spell that psychic power that he would get, and you can just stack more mortal wounds. And on top of that, he's just a beast in close combat. The only thing I didn't like about that is that those attacks that are 6s, the attack sequence ends. So it's not additional damage. It's just like you take 2 mortal wounds, and then the ones that are not 6s, you take your saving throws, which are minus 3 AP.
I don't think it's that bad. I'd rather have mortals
It's just
than
straight
normal.
up 2 damage. Like, you just take up 2 mortal wounds, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the attack went through without stopping it. So it's not that bad. But he's definitely, I would put him at the bottom of that tournament standard. Do you disagree? Like, look at his stats, and he hits on 2 in close combat.
No, I think he's good. He's definitely very good. I don't know
7,
how often you'd see him.
always going to be 3s most of the time.
I don't know how often you would see him, though, because you have other beat sticks. You want your whole army to just be characters running up that hit stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So he's very good. I just don't know how often you'll see him.
the thing that makes me laugh the most with GW is how the unmodified hit rolls of 6. It's like they learned their lesson so bad with this, especially with Chaos.
Did they cap it?
No. Before there was no. It was never an unmodified hit roll of a 6. It was like on a roll of a 6. This
see.
does this much more mortal wounds, or this does this many mortal wounds. So
if you
people
had-
would stack and stack. So there used to be something called a chain lord.
I think he used it against me before.
I did, and if you don't believe me, I did 42 mortal wounds to a Chaos Knight with a 100-point chain lord. It was absolutely insane, and the reason was you could stack prayers, you could stack spells that basically he was doing 2 mortal wounds on a 6-up, 4 and 5s because there was no wording that
it was just on a roll of 6.
on a roll of a 6. So you would get +1/+1. So on 4s and 5s, you would do 2 mortal wounds. On a 6, you would do 3 mortal wounds. So everything's a mortal wound, and you can't stop it, and you're a knight. It's just like, bye-bye, 25-point model, 25 wound model gone in one swipe. Yeah. And he could fight twice.
I see it fair and balanced. Yeah.
He could fight twice, so you could be like
you'd
dead
through
and
my
then
tanks like
pile
that.
in into something.
I'm like, this in 8th, I thought Lehman Russes were so tanky. Toughness 8, 12 wounds, 3+. Touches 2 of them and they're gone. Like, now they're 2+, have armor contempt, and they still would die like Swiss cheese.
but that, I'm telling you right now, that whole unmodified rune roll of a 6, like, that came in because of Chaos. And
They're
it was because
learning.
of 8th edition of Chaos. Yeah, much better. But it was so fun to see where you can find those stacking abilities. And you remember what I used to do with my Possess? We're getting into Possess
the
right
Possess
now.
bomb. But with that stacking, would that even apply too much now since there's a cap to +1 to hit?
No, it wasn't. Well, yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
no, you can't do it anymore. You can't do it anymore.
But even if it was natural, like just a 6.
you could still, if they didn't put that, you could still do +1 though.
Yeah, +1.
It would
but
be
you can't
5
do
ups.
+3.
No, you can't do that anymore. That's done. That's all done.
They're getting really like good with the rules.
It's getting better. It's more balanced.
It's balanced. There's a lot of crazy
you don't want to see
stuff.
we're getting into it right now. Possessed are absolutely amazing. I'm gonna say let's just put them in strong because they are a strong choice.
Top of strong?
No, I'll put them in the middle.
Middle? All right.
Put them after the Demon Prince. A lot of people might disagree with me. Their possessed are great. Are they as good as they used to be? No, but they're still very good.
They are?
You can buff them. You can give them their 4-up invuln. You can make a nice. They hit so hard. Like they have like 3 wounds each, 5 attacks, AP -2, 2 damage.
9-inch movement.
9-inch movement.
They seem like better
You can warp
Terminators.
time them, huh?
They seem like better Terminators. More attacks, more the same
Well,
amount
they're
of
not as
wounds.
tanky. Well,
but more movement. They just have 1 less save.
Yeah, and I mean they have a 3-up save.
But they're way more
you give them a
killing.
4-up invuln.
Yeah.
They are way more killing in close combat specifically. But the survivability with these guys that they used to have. Let's go back in time here. Let's have some nostalgia here.
Oh, he did this to me as well.
I had a possessed bomb in 8th edition that was -3 to hit.
I thought it was -4.
-3.
So
-3.
Asgard couldn't hit him.
Yeah, so there was units that would shoot at, like, could not even shoot at them because their -3 ballistic skill took them to 7. You can't roll a 7. So they're just walking up the table like, you can't shoot me. What is that? Like, how do you even explain that? Like, they just don't see them? Or just like, they don't want to shoot them?
You're in a fog, you're invisible, I don't know, there's so many
It's
things.
so funny. But
I'm surprised you only have the middle strong since I hear Possessed Bomb is still getting used a lot.
Possessed bomb, but it's a different style of it.
It's a different style, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely take 10 of these guys, in my opinion. You're going to see them at tournaments 100%. They're not going to be tournament staples, but I have them in the middle of strong what do you think?
We've been seeing them a lot. Is it just because the codex is so new that people aren't looking at deeper combos yet?
I don't know. I think people just
They're just the most obvious strong thing.
Yeah, people doing different things, and they're just strong. They're like a really good unit, solid unit that is going to be very consistent for you. You can give them. This is the thing. I want to take. My list has 2 possessed, not bombs. One is on the table at the start, and then one comes in from reserve. But they're just tough. And if you want to put buffs into one, giving them that, -1 to hit. With your Alpha Legion, and then giving them the plus, the 4+ invuln, they can be very tough. +1 to their invuln is huge.
4+ invuln is amazing.
+1 invuln to these guys with 3 wounds is massive.
Yeah, I just call them better Terminators.
Yep.
And I can't argue with it. They're good.
Just
they're
put
really
them in
good.
strong. Like nobody's gonna disagree with that.
Right there.
Some people might say they're maybe situational because not everybody wants to build a possessed list, but that's where I have them.
Yep.
Moving on to Chosen. So this unit I had Chosen as strong, mid to bottom strong, and I had my mind changed by a certain somebody, and they are tournament standards.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know much about Chosen. What are Chosen? If you know the lore.
Oh, the lore-wise, you'd have to read.
It'll give me an idea of what they are. Like
They have accursed weapons.
Oh, they have accursed?
So the accursed weapons, the AP -3, they're doing damage. Here's the war gear options. If you can look at, they have a ton of war gear options. Well, not a ton, but they have a good amount of. They're basically legionnaires, but better.
Got it. Okay.
So they're like your elite legionnaires, and
and they come in a unit.
yes, and I want to see if you see something that I don't see here. What's the main reason for taking, like, one of the big reasons for taking these guys?
What? Wait. They have 3 wounds.
They have 3 wounds.
I was looking at like their abilities, like wanton destruction, let the galaxy burn. Nope, 3 wounds.
So they have an extra wound, and are they more expensive than normal legionnaires? Yes, they are. But
you're paying for the extra wound.
You're paying for the extra wound. You're paying for
Accursed.
The accursed, and you're paying for the ability to bring different types of weapons. So, like I said, they're struggling with
That's really
chaff
good.
killing. You can bring some flamers. You can bring some better weapons, some combi plasma or whatever you want. Not that you don't have to, but they're just
Leadership
better.
10.
Leadership 10. They're strong. They're very strong. In tournaments, you're going to see them in tournaments for sure, like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you disagree with that?
No, that's really good. Just seeing the 3 wounds, I went from they're just better legionnaires to, oh my god, what?
Add 1 to the combat attrition test. Like, they get a bunch of attacks, like 3 attacks each.
4 for the sergeant.
+1 because of the Accursed.
So 5 on the sergeant, 4 on the normal.
Exactly.
Plus whatever buffs you give them.
So they hit harder in close combat as well. You can get them up close with some good weapons. Regular legionnaires, still good. 4 and 5 compared to 4 and 5. Same thing.
Wait, they have the same attacks?
They have the same attacks.
Oh. But they don't have a cursed
They don't
weapons.
have a curse, so they would have 3 and 4
Yeah,
compared to 4 and 5. They're slightly better, like worth that extra amount of
I'd
points.
say more than slightly because AP3 melee weapon hitting, like strength 5.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you'd be surprised how much strength 5 really helps.
Yeah. So do you think, I think they're tournament standard, bottom of
Tournament standard?
Yeah. Do you disagree?
No, that's just, they look really good and they're elite.
They're elite. Now, here's a discussion we were having yesterday. Kenny, one of our friends who plays Chaos, is a huge Chaos player, has a bunch of Chaos armies. He's like me, obsessed with Chaos. He thinks this unit is we have like basically a night and day
It's a complete
view
opposites.
on this unit. I have them, before what I say where I have them, he has them as strong. He has them as bottom strong situational, and I kind of see where he's coming from with what he uses them for, but I'm going to say they're a bad choice.
Bad choice?
They're a bad choice. They're just not useful for what else you can bring. Hellbrutes are just not, like, you don't need to bring them.
They're forced to take a melee weapon, right?
Are they forced to take them out? They have a missile launcher with twin heavy bolters. No.
No? Okay.
No.
It's just, I don't know, something about them seems
You
off.
gotta pay for it. If you want to upgrade their guns, like any other dreadnought, you gotta pay for it. And their gun, what they come with, they have a missile launcher, twin heavy bolters. They're T7, they're 8 wounds. It's just a dreadnought. There's so many better options to take, and we're gonna go over them. I'd rather spend my points on elites and possessed.
What can it do that other things can't do? Not much.
Not much, and it's one model, and it's like...
How many points, like 130, 160 points for something not that tanky?
It has, -1 damage.
-1 damage is nice,
which
but
every
it's going to be shot by something that does like 4 damage.
Yep. And it has no invuln.
Oh, no invuln.
So survivability is not great. They're going to get targeted off the board. You can't hold objectives with them. They're slow as hell. Why would you take this?
There's just other options.
If you have if anybody can tell me why they would take a Hellbrute,
exactly.
let
If
me
you
know.
like them, yeah, tell us.
I have them at the bottom of bad choice. Sorry, Kenny, I disagree with you here. Change my mind, please. I do like the model. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the model. It's just I don't like the unit at all. I don't think it's useful at all if you want to build a competitive Chaos list.
One thing I'm impressed with so far for Chaos is there's nothing in the don't take. Like,
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're
there
getting
could be
there.
a couple, but like everything in the book at least can be good.
Actually, since you said that,
I changed his mind.
I'm going to put them don't take.
You can put Hellbrutes and don't take?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not only a bad choice, don't take these guys
At first,
all.
don't take.
Like I said, they have no invuln, they have no survivability, their guns are just meh. You can upgrade their guns to better stuff, it's going to cost you, and why? When you're putting it on a model that can basically get shut off by bolter fire.
You can't hide it.
You
either.
can't. It's not that tough. It's toughness 7. I can shoot this off the board with,
My Tau could shoot it off like it's nothing.
I can deep strike a Falcon and Cloud Strike, and this is gone in the first turn. So,
Small arms can even hurt. It's not a 2+,
it's not
3+.
It. Don't take them. Gone. Make them better, GW, and then we'll start taking them again. Noise Marines.
I love.
I love Noise Marines.
The updated model is just so flamboyant and great.
They're great, and I love the green base, the old classic base on that one.
The green base is off for me. I'm not from that time.
They're a little bit worse than what they used to be. They're not completely horrible. Some people are saying they're a straight up bad choice. then I've talked to people saying that they're strong. They're like a strong choice if you use them in certain ways.
Yeah.
The big thing for me is you can only take one Blastmaster now per unit of 10.
Yeah.
Before it used to be you could take 2, so 1 for every 5 models. For every 5 models you take a Blastmaster. Now you can only take 1 for the unit. That's big because Blastmaster heavy 3, or you can shoot it at heavy assault 6.
Well,
What?
don't the normal blast weapon or the normal sonic weapons now have like the buff of within a certain range it's +1 damage? That seems pretty good.
It is.
It lets you kill Marines in one hit.
It automatically. Which one are you talking about?
I think the basic sonic blast. What does sonic weapon do? Add 1 to the damage.
Sonic. Yeah.
Each time attack is made within half range. Add 1 to the damage character.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
It's good, but you see the Blastmaster, right?
The Blastmaster is damage 3.
It's heavy 3.
And you can make it go to 4.
Yep.
So that's very good. 4 damage.
And you could take 2 of them before.
Yeah.
So now you can only take 1. It's only 3 shots. Heavy 3, -1 to hit if you move.
Well, Emperor's Children, if you take them as Emperor Children, they ignore the hit modifier.
Situational, exactly. Basic.
Yeah. If you take them as an elite, yeah, you'd be suffering a bit.
I want to put them higher, but I think they are just a bottom of situational type of unit.
Well, I'm situational.
Yeah. It's just very situational. I'm not going to keep them out of bad. I have a personal like for Noise Marines. I wouldn't say bring this to a tournament in any stretch, but bottom of situational for sure. They're usable. People are not going to expect this one.
I see the page, yeah.
Some people don't even know that this is a unit in Chaos.
He actually had to tell me about it the other day to find the picture for this.
Venom Crawlers were in the, what set was that, Justin? The Shadow Spear set.
Oh,
with the Master of Possession. And they came, and I know people that bought 3 of those sets, and they split it with to get 3 of these and they weren't even that good at all, but even the Master of Possession was not that great. They just wanted multiple models because they knew these only came in that set for now. As well as you can't even get them anymore. The what are they called?
Which one?
These guys, Obliterators.
Mutilators are gone out of the book. So
no, but you could only get them in this, the new one. So that's why people were getting that set. But going back to statistics, this is. Where do you think this is? Let me see where you.
I don't really know what stat line. Like, how's it? Tell me how it's different from a Disco Lord.
It's nowhere. It's nothing like that.
Oh, they don't do the same niche.
No, I mean it's not like that. It's got. And you can see the weapons here. It's like Assault 3. It's close combat weapon. It's just like whatever. It has 6 attacks, so it can do some damage in close combat. But it gives buffs. It has a 5-up. It has a 5-up invuln. Sorry, it has a 5 on a 5-up. It explodes.
I see what makes it so good now.
What makes it
after
good?
reading, because the guns aren't that impressive. It is very mobile, and it explodes.
Yeah.
It gives +1 to psychic cast.
+1 to psychic cast.
Within 9 inches?
Yep.
9 inches.
So you
That's
basically
insane.
put this guy behind your Master of Possession.
Who eats a guy.
Who can eat a guy. And can you buff +2 to it? You can't buff +2 to anything anymore, right?
No, you can.
You can to even.
It's only the hit and wounds that are capped, yeah.
So even better. So now your Master of Possession is +2 to his cast. All this guy's doing is sitting there.
You're only failing on
being
the
a
perils.
spider. And yeah, he's like automatic. You have a 5. You need a 5 for one of your like strong casts.
And perils
+2.
fail anyway, so like that's the only way to fail.
Yeah. No,
and even things that are 7, that's like an 80% chance to get.
He's so good. That alone is just like, and look how cheap he is. I have him at.
Decent wounds, decent toughness.
He has 2 of these, so he's taking 6 shots. AP -2. He can clear chaff. He can clear Space Marines.
Yeah.
2 damage. Where do you have him? I want to think where you like now that you've seen his stats. I don't want you to do it blindly.
I would probably say top of strong because he's really good, but it's one single model. That's again, you don't want to take an army of single models.
I'll one up you and I'll say. Tournament standard, you're going to see this in every single tournament
the
list.
+1 is really good.
And it's at the bottom of tournament standard. You can leave it at the bottom. It's going to be in every list. There's no way it's not.
At least one.
Yeah. just for the +1, because it's just an automatic. +1 to your caster, and you can bubble that with a couple of them. It's crazy.
Is he?
Awesome.
Are you able to hide
usable.
him?
He's 9 wounds, but he's not a character.
He's not a character.
You can't hide him. He's a vehicle.
He's vehicle. Just keep him behind a building.
Yeah.
It's a 9-inch bubble. That's
But listen, if someone's
huge.
targeting your Venom Crawler, you're laughing. Like if that's what you're gonna target, go ahead.
Yeah.
And he's tough. He's got tough T7, and he's got 9 wounds. It's not gonna be an auto delete unless you're Tau.
Not even anymore after all the nerfs.
Yeah. I mean, what are they hitting him on now? You know. And you can give him some nice stuff too. So, change my mind if he's not there.
So, just for curiosity sake, can Tzeentch buff up Psychers even more?
What do you mean?
Like, you get +1 to cast from this, the Master of Possession gets +1 to cast from Eing someone. Can you get Tzeentch to buff the cast even more? Make it like you can't even fail 7s?
There's probably psychic powers that give you +1. I'd have to check. I haven't checked all the psychic powers yet.
Either way, that's insane.
Yeah, are you trying to stack psychic powers now? You like psychic?
Well, I'm going World Eater, so
Yeah,
Psychers
psychic.
out.
Chaos spawns. The spawns. They're really good with my 1,000 Suns. I like running the Chaos spawns, going on objectives and things. Situational here.
Yeah.
Because for that same reason that they're just there's better things to take.
Better things. They are cheap.
They're cheap. They're swingy. They're a swingy unit. So
2d3 attacks is kind of.
Well,
you could just get 2 attacks.
It's 2d3 base attacks, but have you ever seen them before? Chaos spawn.
Only the old ones.
Yeah, it works the same way. So they could get 3d3 as one of their. So if you basically roll a d3.
The mutation.
And yeah, you get a mutation 1 to 3, right?
The only issue is this is a lot of randomness.
Exactly.
And when you're going to a tournament, you want consistency.
It's swingy. And this is not why you take them. You take them in 1,000 Suns, you take them because you can buff them and they have a lot of like stratagems and things. And you can move them around on objectives and just bring like units of 4 and put them all over objectives and they're annoying. And they hit pretty hard in close combat if you roll properly.
That's the issue. You have to roll properly.
And they're only a 5-up save, so.
Do they have a demon save?
They don't. They don't have a demon save.
4 wounds though.
4 wounds. Yeah, I haven't used chaos spawns in my chaos list. I'm going to say situational. Put them before. Just before the Chaos Lord.
Chaos Lord. All right.
Chaos Lord, second guy, third from the bottom. Bikers. What do you think?
I've never seen them, and there's probably a reason for that.
They're not that bad. No? Honestly, they're not that bad.
Well, the only time I see bikers is like Ravenwing. Well, then Justin actually took a couple.
They're
before.
good. You can screen with them. They have good movement. They're 3 wounds apiece. Things like that make them like bikes are going to be good because speed is really important in 40k right now.
Yeah.
So, but going back to are we going to use those slots for that? And we're going to have a unit coming up. The next 2 units coming up are really, really good fast attack units. Yeah. So for that alone, I'm going to put bikers as. I'm going to put them number 3. Put them after the sorcerer. They're number 3 situational.
Really, I'd put them probably top of bad choice since they're toughness 5 and 3 wounds, and there's similar things you could get that's movement 12 instead of 14. Like
what?
I'm pretty sure there's other things in the book where they're really mobile for like a better profile.
Yes, that's why we're going to bring up what's coming up next, but they are still not bad. They're situational build. It depends on your build here. Like for my build, no, they're not a good. Yeah. They're not a good pick. But overall, if you have the proper build, the bikes can be really good.
But you move them around to sit on stuff because their guns aren't impressive or anything.
No, they're not shooting anybody off the board. They can clear a little bit of chaff, but it's more the toughness and their mobility and their screening ability. You can screen with them. They have 14-inch movement. You can, advance them, so you don't need them to shoot to be effective. And another thing that's really important, getting Nephilim now, R&D, just throw them in there.
You have to be 6 inches from the middle edge.
That's right. Yeah. And you don't even need to have the full unit alive at certain points. Let's say you shoot 2 models off that, you just boost that guy right to the corner. He started as a 3-man unit. He can get Nephilim. You just roll.
I didn't think of that because most units now you have to go at least 12 inches to get it from one board edge to another.
I'm sorry, for
R&D.
Not R&D.
Engage.
Engage on all fronts, yeah.
Yeah, for engage. Most units can't cover the 12 inches to get fully across. They have 14, so yeah, they can make it.
14, and then you can advance.
Auto advance 6, right?
I don't know if they have the auto advance.
But either way, advance, yeah. Bikes usually have that.
Yeah, each time this unit advances, do not make an advance roll instead. Unit.
So 20 inches.
Advances 6 inches to the. Yeah, you can move these guys.
That'd be really easy to engage, yeah.
Easy engage, get 3 of those units. It depends, like I said, how you build your list. I'm going to put them, I think they're good where they are. They're
you changed my mind.
Top-ish of situational. Yeah, this is sort of thought through. Raptors.
I mostly just know Raptors through the Space Marine game. That's about it. I know. I don't know Raptors.
God.
I've never seen anyone take them. But that's just me for my games.
They're really strong.
They seem really good.
They're really strong. They're mobile. You can wreak havoc with them, and they're the mobility is huge for Space Marines. Yeah. You can just get so many secondaries with them, and they're not that expensive at all. I'm going to put Raptors strong just after Possessed. I think Possessed are better in my.
Really?
No, So this is so because I have a love for certain units. Honestly, they're second and strong.
Second?
Yeah.
Really?
They're good.
Yeah. I don't see them enough to really know.
Yeah. I like them. And then this is another unit. They're similar but totally different.
I like these ones. Yeah.
Warp Talons.
Full melee. That's just why I like them. They do the melee job better.
Then you're talking about these guys?
Yeah, because the Raptors have to take a pistol.
Yeah.
But the Warp Talons they're more committed to their job.
Yeah.
So if you want to focus on a play style, the Warp Talons are more focused on melee.
You can re-roll the wound rolls, exactly. They have their warp claws. 5-up invuln on them is what makes them, for me, a more survivable unit, as well as are they going to do that much more damage than Raptors?
It depends on the attack.
No, but looking at their profile, do you think they're going to do that much more damage? They're basically -1 more AP, and they get to re-roll wound rolls.
Yeah, so an extra AP is really good for Space Marines since armor contempt.
They have more attacks, obviously 5, 6 attacks, but instead of 3 and 4 for the champions. But is that enough? Do you think that you're not going? It's not going to be a huge spike in killing something different, right?
You don't always need a spike. You don't want to be caught in between, between two worlds.
Yeah.
That's one issue I used to have when I played. I would have half shooting, half melee. So now I was just bad at both instead of focusing on shooting and being good at that.
Yeah, and they do have upgrades. You can take upgrades with the Raptors. They can do that. But what are they saying there? How much do Talons cost in comparison to Raptors?
Yeah,
they're very close. That's we can check that for you right now. It's very close. I can tell you that.
But Craft Cheese did say Raptors could take plasma and melta guns, which
you wouldn't want to
does make them better for shooting. But
the point of these units, you don't want to make them too expensive.
You do have other stuff for anti-tank.
Yeah, you don't want to make them too expensive. They're not there for killing to that. That's not the point of them. They're there to get your secondaries. They're there to cause some havoc, and they will kill while they're there. But you don't need to overly pack them with points and stuff like that. So let's look at the actual difference in Raptors are 21 points a model, and Warp Talons are 28 points a model. So there is going to be a little bit more of a point cost, but it's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
You're looking at another, for 5 guys, you're looking at 35 points?
Yeah, which it could make a break.
It's 35 points more to bring the Warp Talons. What are you getting for that? You're getting more attacks. You're getting reroll to wound. You're getting 1 extra AP on the weapons. The biggest thing that you're getting, which is why it's worth it, is the 5-up invulnerable save.
Yeah.
So for me, that makes it more survivable. And when you have a unit that's going to be in the thick of things, that invuln's crucial. So is it worth 35 points? I think so.
I actually don't think the invuln would make that big of a difference.
It will.
Well, first of all, armor contempt and a 3-up save, so they need at least AP 3 to match the invuln. So you need
everywhere.
But you need AP 4 to make the 5+ invuln worth it. Who's going to shoot an AP 4 gun at Marines?
Wait, they're strength 3.
No, but for the save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need you need AP 3.
AP 3 brings it to a tie with the invuln because of armor contempt.
Oh, you mean to go over to use
to make to make the invuln worth using.
It's still
they
nice
need
to
AP
have.
4.
It's still nice to have. It's also in close combat, and it's also for like everything, right?
It's nice to have, but if you never really use it, is it worth paying for it?
You're not really. That's not what you're paying for, though. You're paying more for the extra attacks, and you're paying for the weapons, and the fact that you can reroll wound rolls, that extra surge there, but also
it's more of a tax that can be useful.
A target within engagement range of that unit, select, fall back, roll off your opponent. Like in this, look what this can do here. You can make a unit not fall back. So
that's nice. Yeah.
You can just suck in a unit and keep them there. Warp Talons, 100% ahead of Raptors.
I completely agree that they're way better than Raptors and really good.
It's not way better. They're better than the Raptors.
They're better than yeah. Maybe it's just my melee focus bias.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine to think that like there's a gap. It's not just the 5+ invuln. I like that the fact you don't take them because they have a 5+ invuln over the Raptors. It's just a nice thing to have.
It's a nice buff. It's just if I had the choice, I wouldn't pay for it.
Right? You're not paying for that alone though. That's the big thing.
It's just if they had the option to drop the invuln, I would take that.
You would say no, I don't want the 5+. Just take it, leave it.
Yeah.
You're being,
4+ invuln though. Now you got my attention.
Yeah, but they're not terminators, so that'd be ridiculous.
I thought terminators were 5+ invuln.
Yeah, most of them, but I'm thinking like Thousand Suns and Death Guard, real terminators. Havocs. Let's go to the Havocs. I like these models. I have a unit.
But do you need them?
You don't. They're situational. They're very situational. They're not bad. You like read through the book. See, you can take any heavy weapon you want with them. They are. They can obviously hit hard with their guns, but they're not needed. There's so many other things you can take, and they're just Marines.
Everything in the army already hits hard.
There's a lot of shooting options that you have here that are not the greatest. You just have to find something that's the cheapest, I guess, and these guys are too expensive.
Oh, they're too expensive? That's why.
They're too expensive. That's the main issue for me, to not take Havocs, is they're how much they cost. They can dish out powerful shooting, but we're going to see something that is on par with them and a lot cheaper.
Looking at the book here, I'm noticing one thing. It's just power level wise. The Havocs have more power level than Obliterators. Yeah,
because this is one Obliterator.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought they came in units of 3.
Yeah. So this unit contains 2 models. Okay, this is two models.
So
an Obliterator unit contains 2 models. So 5 power level for 2 models. And if you want to add an additional model, it goes to 5. What? If this unit contains 3 models.
Why does it triple?
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh,
it's
10.
1 model. It's saying if it has two models, power level 10.
Okay. For one, that makes more sense now.
It's 5 points. It's 5 power level for each, and they shoot. But what they can do is a lot better than.
But before we get to Obliterators.
Yeah, let's put these guys in situational. I would put them somewhere like
below bikes.
I put them in between the Lord and the right there.
And the possessed or chaos spawn.
Put them after the chaos spawn. I think I like them there. Yeah. Obliterators, different story here. Where do you think they go?
I think they're really at least strong. Maybe better. It's just they could clear chaff, they could clear heavy, they could clear elites. You could revive them and heal them.
Well, Master Possession can, yes.
Yeah, well, with the Master, it's just they have the keywords to let that happen.
Yep. So you can bring them back. And you can warp time them as well.
Warp time. They're very annoying to take off and very killy.
Slow as hell.
Very slow.
Definitely very slow. There's mobility issues with them. Their range is not that great. 24 inches is not that good.
But with the size of the board now, that covers over half the board.
It's still not that good. For a unit that you're bringing, if you bring 3 of these guys, that's expensive. Yeah. And you want to have them in range. If you, even 2 turns of not being able to shoot them is huge.
Yeah.
Huge pay dump.
So you can just hide from them if you're able to.
If you're able to. Your guard were not able to.
Too many.
I also had 6 of them in that game because it was more of like a, testing stuff out. But I'm going to say situational.
They have an answer for anything they do get enraged for.
Their guns are great. I still think the older guns were better.
Really? Where it was random everything?
Yeah, you had to the potential was it was.
It had better potential, but it also had the potential to be worse.
True.
Now it's just
you know what you're getting. They're more consistent. So they are more consistent. We'll give them that. They have a 5-up invuln.
Did they have a 2-up before?
Yes. They don't suffer the penalty for moving and shooting. I'm going to say they're situational and they're high situational unit. I'm going to say they're like. I would put them.
I'd say better than cultists, but maybe better than sorcerer. It's a little hard. It's just I think they got a really good glow up.
A good what?
Glow up, improvement.
Yeah. Put them just after the possessed.
Possessed.
Yeah. Sorry, not possessed. I meant chaos spawns.
Chaos spawn. Got it.
Yeah. They're just better than they're just slightly better than Havocs. You know what? Put the Havocs at the bottom.
Havocs at the bottom.
Yeah.
Got it.
What is this? What is?
When it bumped it out of the crop.
Okay, so
I fixed it. Don't worry.
Put them at the bottom of situational.
Where are they? I can't get rid of that.
Yeah. Bottom of the situational.
Bottom of situation. Where did I put them? I'm dumb.
Right
there.
No. Yeah, there you go. No.
Yeah,
Put
bottom
them
of situation.
Put them back.
Oh, you want to have
Havocs at the bottom of situational.
Zoomer brain.
Don't make me control this now. There you go. Okay, I think that's good. Do you have any reasons to say no?
I just like them. That's it.
Okay,
it's a shame the mutilators are gone.
What do you think of Thousand Suns in general?
They're very scary. Lots of psychic, lots of invulns.
The Thousand Suns, let's just do this together. Thousand Suns are situational. They are good to take, but they're very situated. In this type of a build that you're going to be able to do, in a Thousand Suns list, absolutely.
They're
strong.
staple in there, yeah.
And, or a term of standard to strong. But in
the
this situational, and I would also say it totally depends on the way you're building your list.
I don't even know if you'd want to take them since they're an elite slot and they're made for a different army than you're playing.
Yeah.
Because they're made for Thousand Suns, but
people want the guns basically. They want the AP -2.
That just shreds them like guard.
Exactly, and their survivability as well. Remember, they ignore
damage 1. They get plus 1 to
They get
save.
plus 1 to their save. You put them in cover. They're terminators. So
You're paying a lot for it though.
you are. So I'm going to say situational, and it's going to be right before Cypher.
Before Cypher, got it.
Yeah, they're still good. They're just very
good.
situational.
It's just they're clearly made for a different army.
Yeah, of course. They're Thousand Suns. Plague Marines.
The tanky bastards.
You'll be surprised to know that these guys are going to be strong because
they hurt. Well, they hurt. They're tanky. They're just slow.
Reduced damage is huge.
Yeah.
And to put reduced damage on your chaff units, is huge. And if you want to take these guys as an elite slot, put them ahead of the Demon Prince.
Demon Prince, okay.
Yes, they're tough.
Would you say to put them on a back objective instead of cultists?
Absolutely. You're not killing those guys. Nobody's going to shoot indirect fire at if whoever's taking indirect fire right now, it's not going to be the greatest of units.
Yeah.
And it's not killing that.
Not a
5-man
chance.
unit of that. 2 wounds apiece, reducing damage by 1. You can bubble them with other stuff, and you have a sorcerer back there that's getting +2 and buffing things. And no way, man. They're just take a unit or 2 of those, and you're fine. They're not a staple. They're strong though.
Yeah.
They're
You can't go
definitely
wrong
really
with
strong.
them.
You can't go wrong. Why did you include this unit?
The Berserkers?
Yeah.
Well, the same reason as Karn the Betrayer. You can still take them as an elite.
You can take them as elite, but I mean,
They're not in the book. They're still in a white dwarf.
Are they still getting their proper stats though?
In the white dwarf, they're mostly the same stats. They can't fight twice, if I remember right. But they have double the attacks they have before. So
Double?
they have 6.
Wait, double?
They have like 6 attacks now or something.
Okay.
And yeah.
So
Yeah, they're normal
relevant.
tough, normal strength, like strength 4 or 5. I don't remember the exact
Wow.
stat line. They're melee beasts.
Strength
That's what they're
5?
made for. 4 or 5, I don't remember.
4 is just normal, but
But still, they get a lot of
strength 5
attacks.
plus what? Any plus to their weapons?
I believe the weapon is strength user. I think it might depend what you take.
Okay, so
I don't remember exactly. It's in a white dwarf.
I'm gonna say bottom of strong. If they have that many attacks, they're gonna be very...
I was told 6 attacks, yeah. Whew. Or I read 6 attacks.
6 attacks, well, it makes sense. They're berserkers, but they have double, literally double.
You know how they used to fight twice?
Yeah.
They just put it into the profile now.
So they don't fight twice?
Fight
they
twice.
Just hit twice, okay.
Yeah.
I'll say their bottom is strong. That's fine.
Bottom is strong?
They're a strong unit, yeah.
If you want to hit somebody, then blood.
It's gonna really. What's really gonna matter with this is let's see what happens when the codex comes out.
Oh, I hope the codex makes them like 10 attacks.
Then we'll really review it. Okay, so what's the next?
The next is a big unit I have fought before, the Land Raider.
You'd be surprised to know that people are running Land Raiders with Chaos, and you do see them in tournaments. I'd say 1 in 10 lists will have like a Land Raider in it.
It is tanky.
It depends if you have Terminators. It just depends how your list is built. I'm going to put them at the bottom of situational though.
I kind of agree with that, since when I fought it, I just stayed out of its line of sight. It couldn't. Yeah. And the Emperor's Children.
You do see them, so they're around.
It's
Did he have
not
Terminators?
that fast. I don't think so. He didn't use it as a transport, I don't think.
Okay.
But it's just, I mostly ignored its guns. Like, I just stayed out of its line of sight.
Yeah.
And then he had a Warpsmith actually healing it. So it's just like, I'm just going to ignore it and stay out of its line of sight.
At all, then.
It was a pretty good list. It was very mobile. That's the important thing.
Yeah, it's very, I feel like it's not one you're going to see very often, Warpsmith in the Land Raider, but that's interesting that he did that.
Yeah.
Tanky, for sure. He's healing the Land Raider, too. Did it have good guns on it?
I think the guns are actually improved over the Space Marine one.
What guns did he take on it?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Did he have blast cannons?
Yes.
Okay, so he's just using that as like his big gun. Like he didn't really have an option on like the big stuff, so he didn't have obliterators probably.
Yes. I think, 1 unit of obliterators.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's just, if you were going to take a Chaos Land Raider, at that point, why not just take the Chaos Armigers?
No. Stop it.
What do you mean, stop it?
No Armigers.
People are taking them in a lot of lists now.
I know. They are good.
If you're going to pay that many points for a shooty platform, why not take like something built for it more?
Yeah, because they do the Renegades.
Renegade.
Basically what Knights do.
Their version of Agents of the Imperium.
Exactly. So yeah, the chickens are good. You can bring those as well. That's something we could have reviewed, but you don't see that all the time though.
Not as much with Chaos as you do with Imperium.
But moving on, let's go to the Vindicator. It's gonna go simple and plain. Bad choice. The Demolisher Siege Cannon is not that good. It looks good.
It's better than the Imperial version.
It is. D6 damage sucks.
D6 damage sucks, but doesn't it have...
it's heavy 3. It's heavy D3 plus 3.
Which is very nice.
It is. But are you going to take a Vindicator in a tournament list? No.
It's short range and
I said
it's a vehicle.
Honestly, put it second after Fabius Bile.
After Bile?
Yeah. It's just a bad choice. It's not like, you're going to... I don't know.
No, I agree with that.
It's not going to be in the tournament list.
Tournament wise, why? Why do you have it? You have better options.
So the Chaos Predator Destructor and the Annihilator, both bad choices.
Bad?
Actually, I'm going to put the Annihilator in don't take.
Don't take.
Yeah, and you can put both of them in don't take.
I have just one of them.
There's okay. No, that's the same.
This is a Rhino?
That's the Destructor.
I accidentally thought it was a Rhino. Whoops.
Okay, so going into Rhinos, we're not going to have Rhinos on the list because you thought that was a Rhino, but put that into don't take because those are the same unit.
We could just say where we think Rhinos are.
Rhinos?
No.
Don't take Rhinos.
Yeah, why?
If you're 1,000 Suns, you can take a couple, maybe 1 or 2 because
But then you're talking about the 1,000 Suns Codex.
Yeah, but we're not talking about 1,000 Suns. So we're going to say bad choice for the Rhinos.
I would say don't take.
For a Rhino?
Yeah, well,
I think if
you don't really need it.
You can drive up a unit or 2 of Legionnaires into an area. I mean, if it's not the worst of choices, but I'm not going to say they're situational. I would say they're just a bad choice.
Yeah,
taking a Rhino with Chaos.
Already have. Isn't there a spell that lets you teleport?
Yep, it's called Warp Time.
Warp Time. Oh, I thought Warp Time was a double move one.
It is.
No, isn't there one where you cast it and you could just deep strike the unit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you have that, do you really need a Rhino?
No, you also have. They also have units that have a lot of speed. So like rhinos are just not like in transports in general.
They're just overshadowed.
For Space Marines, are not the greatest. Well, I mean, it depends on your build. Like I said, but tournament-wise, no. Defiler.
The crab from Dawn of War.
It's expensive. The guns on it are all right. There's nothing like the AP value of them are all like. You have a lot. You can put last cannons on it if you really want. The price of it is not worth it. You're not going to get this in close. By the time this gets in close combat, it's dead.
14, toughness 7
It's
with
toughness
14
7.
wounds.
Yeah, so definitely do not take.
Don't
this
take?
This is the
Yeah.
worst. Put it at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just,
Yeah, I mean,
what's its imperial equivalent?
Defiler is like.
I just know it's like, I know it as the crab. I don't know what it came from.
Justin, what do you think the equivalent of this is?
What is it?
The Defiler.
Defiler 4.
Chaos. Like, what's the imperial
For
equivalent?
Imperium, what do you think?
Where did it come from?
I don't know. It's just like its own.
Isn't Defiler like a corrupted like Imperium tank or something?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, okay.
Like Daemons?
Daemons.
Diamonds.
The Latin.
Yeah, it's Daemons.
Daemon.
Isn't that what they
This is
said
the
in
Latin version.
in the Warhammer community though? Didn't they call the new codex?
Let's not get into
Chaos?
this Seinfeld conversation. But yeah, daemons, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, it's just a tank. It's basically a very overpriced tank that's not worth it. I mean, if it's not worth it. It's expensive. It's expensive. The guns are not great. It's not that they're not great. It's just like look at the AP value.
It's
on
not
most
bad.
Of the guns. Right? Like AP3, you get it, like the Defiler Claw, you get it to close combat. It's only D6 damage.
Cursed weapon is the same.
Just don't take it.
Yeah.
Do not take this.
It's not bad.
Read
it's just,
through it and check it out for yourself. Do not take that unit.
There's lots of better options.
Forge Fiend. Let's put the Forge Fiend in situational, bottom of situational, below the Land Raider. It's just, the Forge Fiend and the Mauler Fiend, I think,
they kind of go hand in hand.
I think
don't
they're
they?
just both bottom of situational. Like maybe you can take it in certain lists. Like the gun is on the Magma Cutter's not bad. It's just the only thing is how are you gonna get this unit that close?
Yeah. Oh, it's only.
It's 6 inches and it's assault 1.
10 inches for the Mauler Fiend.
It's 10 inches on the pardon me?
Mauler Fiend's 10 inches, Forge Fiend's 8 inches for movement.
No, I'm talking about the range of the gun is 6 inches.
That is pistol.
Yeah.
That's worse than a lot of pistols.
That's what I'm saying. You're not going to get these in range. They're going to be dead by the time you get there.
It's a Melta that's 6 inches.
Yeah, it's just, they're just like, I would even say maybe even bad choice.
Maybe, yeah.
Put them in bad choice because
Above the Rhino or below?
There's no Rhino.
The Vindicator.
Put the Mauler Fiend last, and put the Forge Fiend's even more expensive and does the same stuff. It has a better, I think it's a better gun.
It could shoot at least.
Put the Mauler Fiend at the top of bad choices. Yeah, that's what I think those should go.
I hope I put the
right
right
ones. Like I
ones.
said, these are not either way same. And that's what a Rhino looks like.
Okay, it's got the spikes on front. Got it. Wait, this has spikes on front.
No, that's not the same spikes. This is the one you put.
Oh.
It's the exact same one you put.
All your spikes looks the same to me, Chaos.
Why you point to the camera like Chaos is in the camera?
Yeah, Chaos is in the camera. I've come to kill Chaos.
Okay. Helldrake. Where do you think the Helldrake goes? Have you seen a Helldrake? Have you played against one?
I've seen it. I haven't played against one. It seems really cool. I remember in 8 that had some niches.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Flyers for most armies aren't that great.
Well, you can't do
all the flame
engagement off fronts anymore with flyers. You can't hold objectives. All that stuff. I mean, the weapons-wise, 2d6 flamer, 2d3, sorry.
2d3.
Strength 6, AP2, 2 damage, automatically hits, obviously. And the weapons are just all right. It's expensive. You see this though in lists. You do see it, you do. But I'm going to say it's...
Does it even have hard to hit? Yeah, it has supersonic.
It has supersonic. You can only minimum 20. You have to move it minimum 20. I
don't know. Some other armies are seeing...
I'm not a fan of flyers. I'm just not a fan of flyers. For me personally, I'm going to put it in my own build, and what I think you're going to see at tournaments, it's going to be third last in situational.
Third last?
It's not horrible. I wouldn't say don't take it. You're going to see this in some lists. You're going to see it in some competitive lists. It's just not going to be very often.
Yeah. And flyers for most armies aren't that great.
You can't do a lot of things with flyers now.
Some armies are seeing play with it, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Or some armies are seeing flyer play.
You'll be surprised with this one. Most people were thinking, well, people were telling me this was like, do not take because of how expensive it is. But the Karn Lord of Skulls is actually, if you build your list properly, is a situational take. And I put him just ahead of that flyer as we're speaking.
Just ahead?
About it.
I just think he's really cool.
He's huge. He's so expensive. He's a Lord of War, but
30 wounds.
You can see how tough he is. You can put him in there. You can build a lot of things around him, but he is going to be a point sink. And for that reason, you're not going to see him very often.
I actually think one small issue with him is a lot of his guns are blast. Mm-hmm. So you can't use them in melee where he wants to be.
He's going to be in melee a lot. I mean, that's where you want to bring him.
Yeah. But he can't use his guns in melee.
Well, you don't want to throw him into melee. You want like if you're bringing him to do some shooting first and kill chaff and all of that. Like heavy 6.
How many points is he? He's no Storm Surge, right?
He's
pre-nerf Storm Surge. Storm Surge is now 400 points, which is...
He's a lot. I can probably, if I have to take a guess, probably say he's like 480 points. He's 575 points.
That is pretty expensive.
So that changes my mind even further.
Maybe that's why he's not that great. That's more than most knights, isn't it?
Yeah. He has
30
a lot of guns. He has a lot of guns. He's great in close combat.
He has a 2+ save.
If you build your list around him, it could work. So I'm going to leave him where he is. Situational, you're not going to see him in a lot of tournament lists just because of that. But yeah, situational, yeah. We're getting really niche now. This is not, you're not going to see these in a lot of lists.
Yeah.
We're just doing this because we want to go through the whole codex. And the crown, do I need to waste time on this?
It's a fortification, no.
And you can shoot it.
Oh yeah, it's a fortification you could shoot.
Yeah, you can shoot at. Like,
unlike the Elder Gate.
Put this in don't take, and right before I'm going to leave the fiend, the spider
Defiler?
at the bottom, the defiler.
Oh, the Defiler is worse than the Gate.
I think so.
Does the Gate even have any worthwhile benefits?
It gives you invulns.
It has 14 wounds in its toughness 8. It doesn't move.
The range of it goes up.
Per turn.
And yeah, it goes up per turn, but it's just not useful.
It's fortification.
And then the two.
If you're watching this, you know fortifications are not usable.
I don't know. Okay, so now we have the.
I put in 2 classics in here. The Contemptor.
Yeah. So Contemptors in general have gone down because of
everything else going up.
You were spamming Volkite. It didn't. Armor Contempt doesn't really matter because it's EP nothing. So you're trying to spam mortal wounds with that. If you take Volkite on them, it's a very situational. I don't know who put that in there. You.
Yeah, I thought it was part of the book.
Okay, it's not part of the book.
It's Contemptors. Yeah. Contemptors are such a staple.
It's Forge World.
It is, okay.
Yeah. So Contemptors, I wouldn't say they're like dead, but they're a bad choice right now. Yeah. Just because Volkite, you can spam mortal wounds, put them like above Bile. You're not going to spam mortal wounds with them because you can. If you want to bring them to spam mortal wounds,
that's as much you can do.
If you want to kill chaff with their Volkite, go ahead. I'm not going to put any other weapons on them because they're...
It's not that Contemptors got worse, it's everything else got better.
No, it's not even that. It's just like if you want to bring them just to spam mortal wounds on one unit, there's better ways to do that with Chaos.
Yeah.
And
that's what I mean, everything else got better.
No, but there's like a psychic phase, what?
Anthony, the Webway Gate exists. I know, I mentioned the Webway Gate. You can't shoot it, it's terrain.
You can't shoot a Webway Gate.
It's not a fortification. The gate has 14 wounds.
No,
but it's terrain as well.
It counts as a terrain piece, and this does as well, but you can shoot it.
Yeah.
Because it's Chaos?
It's
not a building, it's not, I don't know.
I'd say they built it, but all the buildings are built.
It's just not good. don't take it. It's not a webway gate. It's definitely not the same par as Eldar webway gate.
If the webway gate was shootable, it probably wouldn't be taken as much.
Yeah, and then now let's go into the last one. I don't know who put that in there.
The Dreadclaw.
Why did you add this?
I thought it was their version of a drop pod. Isn't it?
It used to be good, actually.
Yeah?
It used to be very good last Codex. It used to be good. Now, you can put it before. I'm gonna stick with it and put it second last.
Worse than the gate?
But put it before the gate then. No, they're both bad. Why would you add this model?
Because I know Space Marines have the drop pod. When I was making the pictures, I didn't have the book. And I know that the Space Marines have the drop pod in their book. So I'm like, oh yeah, the Chaos have the Dreadclaws, their drop pod.
Yeah, no, it's fine there. You're just memeing with that one.
It is a meme. I mean, we have a Dreadclaw back there, don't we?
We do have a Dreadclaw. No, that's the
Horse Heresy
one. Yeah, it's a Horse Heresy.
That's close enough.
But either way, there we go. That's our list. Master of Possession is on the top of mine.
Please argue with us.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's decent. Obviously, things can move around as you go within different legions.
As the meta changes too.
Of course, but with the legions, like I said, we're doing this as like a staple because obviously Abaddon would be a lot better with Black Legion than anything else. But either way, thanks for joining us. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you like this kind of content, we'll do more of it because, this stuff keeps the lights on.
Hey, expect more normal videos soon too.
Yeah.
We're done with COVID. We're ready to just go all out.
Stop being awkward.
Stop being awkward? Never. I'm Zoomer.
All right. So before Filipino, what's his name here?
Filipino. He just said off air and.
Okay. He's going off from the webway gate. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Peace.
See you next time.